Um, you sent me over in a well. If you're never curious, you did. If you're assuming you're doing the remote view thing, and you sent me over to the two colors, and then you had me change it, and it was like sort of two opposite colors, and what they would indicate. But the very fact that you sent me over one, I was like, so that was something was running through my mind before I. Is that of interest to you guys? I do always talk about the one thing. See, now, but then the thing said Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know, Oklahoma. I think I'm supposed to kind of process it, right? Like not let it. See, bro. I mean, I thought about it earlier though. Like to the different belief. I found out like different beliefs people have like that are. Nah, but I don't really think. I don't know if that's of interest. Like, how would that be of service? Like, oh, it's even harder to read. They're like you're doing the color combinations. Color combinations. Well, like, what did I? What I'm saying, like, I was just passing through my mind, like, what the different beliefs are of that I looked into, like, people who are in these different kind of I don't know, you call it like movements, but like there's different like types of, you know, what do you call it? I mean, a lot of types of beliefs are catching on in our country, like for people who are like, I mean, for unrelated, but like sort of, because of people like like North, like the we had to with the polar myth and like Norse, different kinds of pagan beliefs and things like that, But the one that was passing through my mind, that's part of what that like. Nah, but see, is that of it? Is that a service to tell you that like that like crazy church I'm always telling you about that was like it's big. Apparently, it's like sort of big in Australia. But like I said, it's this thing that like I read that book. I couldn't believe. I mean, it's what it says about like the Jews is like, I mean, first of all, the guy was a racist thing as black people in a way that like I don't know what to say. The fact that that church still exists, I mean, in Australia it's big. Like what kind of people live in Australia? But like makes you wonder. But like what they said about like um, Jews in the book. I mean, I never really heard this before as like a belief. Like see, because like I know like in our country like mainstream like there's mainstream stuff, especially like a lot of different like there's like but it's like mainstream. It's just interesting to read about like there's like Odinism and like Norse paganism and like all these type of things that are not Christian but they're like a lot of people are into. I was into too. Viking type, stuff that goes back to the Vikings. But none of the was passing through my mind is what it says in that book. But it got. By the way, if you think the guy ended up blowing his brains out, it's that guy was like a. What it said about their like belief about the Jews is so odd. But is that what you want me to share? No one knows about that. I mean, I'm saying in the sense it's a constant thing like no one would read. It's like for like I said, I don't know who's a member of a church like that, but the story of their belief is like that the story of Jesus was like a sort of a trick, like it was a trick conjured up by the Jews to trick the Romans and like weaken them from within. The like the but because like they sort of staged it or something like that or whatever like to catch on this new belief that would lead it to make it easier to weaken the Romans from within, turn the other cheek and love your enemies and stuff. That's what their belief is. Like the Jews, they have a diabolical plan to weaken the Romans by doing by with the story that there's the savior that says turn the other cheek and love your enemies and these kind of things. That's their like sort of belief about like about Christianity. it's a plot design by the Jews to trick the Romans. I mean, I never really heard that before, but no one else would either, because you gotta be. I consider those books like primary, what they call primary source information. I mean, I'm fascinated by all types of different, like, radical beliefs. But then the fact that that's big in Australia, what kind of people in Australia, I'll never understand. Like, yeah, it's like big out there. I mean, in Australia. Anyway, that's the only thing that's passed through my mind. But you sent me in like for remote view. I mean, take it with a grain of salt.